Hello everyone, my name is Gabe Marania. I'm the Music and Media Communications Coordinator at St. Barnabas Parish. I'd like to reflect with you on the reading from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 11 to 28, the parable of the 10 pounds. So in this passage, we see that Jesus tells us a parable about a nobleman who gives some money to 3 of his servants and asks them to invest it for him. After some time, he came back to them and asked them for the money back. 2 of the servants were able to make him a profit, where the 3rd slave was scared and only hid the money away for safekeeping. The nobleman obviously was upset with the 3rd slave and took the money from him and gave it to the other slaves and said, "I tell you, to all those who have more will be given, but from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away." So my question for you is, what are you investing in? Are you investing in the right things? Jesus uses a banking analogy that we would be familiar with today about good investments. In these moments when I read the Gospels, it reminds me of where Christ meets us where we're at. With my background in finance, I used to be someone who mainly focused on making money, where society influenced me to look at the things that I have and base my worth on it, which pushed me to desire for more material goods, to focus my time, my effort, and my skills in doing things to achieve those material goods. When we look at this analogy that Jesus gives us, we can't help but question, what does he mean? So we know that it's beneficial for us to take the money we have and invest it so that we can make a return on it. And I'm sure that majority of people have some sort of investments of one kind or another, whether it be in insurance, stocks, forex, real estate. But Jesus uses this analogy to tell us today that like us investing our money in all of these things which are good, God has also invested, not through money, but in each one of us. And we must remember that we are not the owners of our lives and our talents, but God has graciously entrusted us with these gifts for a good purpose, and God expects us to make a return on his investment. This return would be on the time that he has given us here on earth, and the talents that he has given us to use, and the treasures that he has called us to share with others. We also must not look at God's love and generosity as simply a transaction, where he only blesses us if we do good things or go to church. But he loves us for the sinners we are. And we're called to invest our time, talents, and treasures in building the kingdom of God here on earth. So what should we be investing in? First thing we can invest is our time in prayer. Taking time to attend daily mass is something that I try to do, whether it be in the start of my day, during lunchtime, or at the end of my workday. Mass is only 30 minutes, but it's the ultimate form of prayer. It's the highest form of prayer, and I'm for sure we can carve out time out of our busy schedule. We're so blessed to live in a city where there are so many churches that celebrate Mass at many different times in the day. And if you can't attend physically now, they're live streamed. We can also invest our time to pray the Rosary. Only takes 15 minutes, and reflect and ponder on the different mysteries, and to ask our beloved Mother for her guidance and support in our day. We also have so many resources to help us pray the Rosary. For me, I pray the Rosary when driving, and instead of listening to the radio or music, which I normally do, I'll pray with the At the Wells audio version of the Rosary to help me pray. Now we can invest our talents in helping the church build God's ministries. We can volunteer and join ministries in our parish like youth ministry, young adults, Legion of Mary, TMIY, or even help with sacramental preparation programs, confirmation, First Communion, RCIA, RCIC. Now, if you're stuck with figuring out which ministry is the right one for you to join, try asking your parish priest, which is a great way to first discern where the church is in need and where your talents will perfectly fit in. We can also invest our time in helping those that are in need, going to the hospitals or old age homes, or even volunteer at food banks, or join groups that give out and distribute food and clothing, like Gather for the Homeless. We can obviously invest our treasures by donating and giving back to the church and its missions. Donating to the church through tithing is very important. Now, our brothers and sisters that are Protestant did an amazing job at prioritizing this in their lives. In the Old Testament, the Jews were required to give 10% of their wage back to the church. And as Catholics, we're called to give whatever we can. God doesn't demand a fixed amount of money from us, but he wants to give from our heart. He wants us to give out of generosity. So we can easily budget these things, these weekly offerings, just like how we budget the rest of our life. For an example, I struggle with giving up my morning coffee and breakfast from McDonald's or Tim Hortons, which now I'll just eat it from home and then allocate the $20 from that and put it towards my tithing. We also have things like pre-authorized giving, which is helpful so we don't have to worry about physically giving our offerings every week. God is asking us to give to the church and to support it, so that it can use these resources to empower God's people and share His love and mercy with the world. While He likes us to give, we should also use these resources that we're investing in. We should attend parish retreats, Bible studies, and faith formation programs that our churches provide, so that you too can go out and learn how to spread God's message of love to others. To conclude, we often hear society tell us that these gifts are to be used to better ourselves and our lives by being able to make more money so that we can buy the things that we want, do the things that we want, which are good. But the actual goal of these gifts, as God intended for it to be used, is to make the world a better place. So I challenge you today to look at what you're investing in and see if you're investing in the right things in your life. So I pray that you may give abundantly to God what He has given to us for the glory of His name and for the good of His people. Thank you and God bless.